I've been seeing something online that's, quite frankly, pretty disgusting. I don't know if these people are serious or if they're just doing it for like internet clout or whatever, but either way, it's fucking disgusting. The Lindsay case. Let's talk about it. So let's just get the facts of the matter out of the way, because that's not what I'm really here to talk about, to be honest. Lindsay, a 36-year-old nurse, strangled her 3 children and killed them. Then she jumped out of a window, attempting suicide, trying to, I don't know, whatever, ended up paralysed doing so. So on the night that it happened, she got her husband to go out and collect some food and medication for one of the kids. And while the husband were out, that's when she did it. There's no contention whether she did it or not, but the courts are trying to discuss now whether she had postpartum psychosis. Now that's not postpartum depression, this is a much rarer condition, and that's what's being contested in court now. What I want to talk about is the disgusting TikTok trend that I've seen going around of people making a video holding their newborn babies and putting a caption on the screen, "Same Lindsay." No matter which way you spin it, whether she had this postpartum psychosis or not, you can't be doing that. You can't be like acting as if you do the same thing. That's disgusting. I'm going to put a few examples of this on screen so you can see exactly what I'm talking about.
Indicated further on into her travels, I am completely overwhelmed trying to take care of the kids. I'm drowning every day. I feel guilty that I'm spending my family's money and not making any. I feel like I spend way too much. She wrote that, right?
Correct.
I'm terrified of Callan getting sick. He's a sick baby. A sick baby is miserable. He's sick now with a double ear infection. Clearly has a bellyache. It's miserable. I feel like the other kids are going to get him sick all winter long. She wrote that, right?
Correct.
I always feel strongly against sleep training. I feel like it's abusive to let the baby cry and not respond, but I made the decision. I did it with Cal. There's way too much crying. It's incredibly stressful. She wrote that, right?
Correct.
He's okay. He will be okay. It's not harmful in any way. The doctor said it was okay. Plenty of people sleep train their kids at that age. It's necessary as a third child, is what she wrote, right?
Correct.
I feel incredibly sad and guilty about not breastfeeding anymore. That was the one thing I could do to help his immune system, and I can tell he really doesn't like the formula. I'm very sad about this. I know at this time it's what I needed to do for my mental health. She wrote that, right?
Correct.
And then the statement started getting smaller and smaller as time went by. One occasion, it's like I'm desperate to get a mental break from taking care of everyone. My mind is trying to make something physically wrong with me. My mind never shuts off. It's constantly thinking of the next thing someone needs. I can't shut it off. I desperately want to go back to work, but now I don't know how I'm going to function, and it worries me. Wrote that, right?
Correct.
There were 2 pages that were blank that she didn't even write on. And then on the third entry, affirmations. She wrote affirmations. On November 22nd of 2022, I am calm. I will remain calm today. There is nothing that needs to be on my mind. The weight is lifted from my mind. I will sleep tonight. She wrote that, right?
Correct.
Continuing on into November, I slept well last night. I will sleep again tonight. Today will be a great day. I will go back to work on Sunday. I will thrive. I can feel like myself again. That was November 23rd. She wrote that, right?
I believe that's the day, yes.
Gratitude. I'm grateful for Sue, who's always listening. That'd be a mother-in-law. You knew that, right?
Yes.
Sue, I'm grateful to Sue for always listening and trying her best to help me. Kids are sleeping great for Pat. Pat is handling nighttime stuff. Julie for making a plan for me. A big thing is I feel disconnected with myself. Time, reality. I think going back to work will help with that. She wrote that, right?
These people are basically using the babies as props in a bid to get views and clicks off of other psychotic individuals. Now, I'm not downplaying the severity of postpartum depression or this other rarer version, postpartum psychosis. It is a real thing and people do experience it. So yeah, anyone out there thinking that that's what this is about, it's not. I'm not shitting on mental health. I'm shitting on the people that are trying to use this mental health condition and this case to get views and clicks. People might think this is hypocritical because I'm talking about the case, but I'm mainly talking about it because I'm disgusted in these people. I'm not talking about the case itself mainly, I'm talking about these people. So just think about it for a second. You go in your room, your office, whatever, you set up a ring light, you get your child, you hold them in your arms like a prop, you make sure the tears are going and the light's catching the tears well. everything's set up right nice, and then you talk about, whether directly or indirectly say it, you're talking about ending your child's life. I firmly believe anyone that's took part in this trend and said, same Lindsay, I believe that you should definitely be looked into by Child Protective Services. We've all seen it before. People crying on TikTok. It's almost always fake. It's almost always performative. And it's almost always just for clicks and views. And again, this is gonna sound hypocritical, but the only reason they're doing it is for views. Now I know I'm probably gonna get some views from this, right? And you guys might find that hypocritical, but I'm not talking about the case itself. I'm talking about the people profiting off the case itself. And I also think that doing this trend, this same Lindsay trend, kind of makes her out to not be a criminal and more be some downtrodden mum that's just having a hard time. Should all be about those 3 children that lost their lives. Now, imagine being one of these kids that in 10, 15 years or whatever, you see your mum holding you as a baby on TikTok or whatever, and she's putting same Lindsay, and then you're looking at the backstory of why that were a trend, and you come to find out that your mum were potentially contemplating ending your life over a TikTok trend. Like, it could be true, it could not. How do you think that's going to affect the child mentally? So one of the main reasons that I'm talking about this right now is because this month a GoFundMe was set up for Lindsay's parents, basically to help aid in the criminal case or whatever. It's set for $2 million and it raised $900,000 in the first week. Now, if that don't tell you how many people actually support this woman for ending all 3 of her kids' lives and trying to end her own, then I don't know what else will. And let me remind you, the criminal case is not about whether she did it or not. We know she did it. The case is whether she were mentally all there when she did it. So the fact that people have raised $900,000 in 1 week, it's so weird, man. How about setting up a GoFundMe for the father that lost his 3 children and now needs to start his life over again, and he's probably also going through criminal proceedings? I'm pretty sure there is a GoFundMe set up for him. So I've just looked, and the husband's fundraiser raised just over $1 million before the donations were paused. So she's raised just as much money as him, and she's the one that killed these 3 children. In my mind, that is backwards. Why are people donating to this woman? It's like Stockholm Syndrome in a way. People get fascinated by murderers and killers. They see themselves in them, and then they want to help them. Like I said, I'm pretty sure most of these people making these TikToks don't actually believe what they're saying. I think they're just doing it for views and money. But there will be a lot of people out there, because obviously they've raised $900,000, like I said. There will be a lot of people out there that do actually support her, and I'm well against that. Yeah, so I just wanted to try out some new content. I wanted to talk about this, so why not make a video about it? Don't be like these idiots on TikTok. Yeah, man. Much love. Peace out, people. Bye-bye.